scary stories are just fiction, or are they? The world is full of mysteries we often don't even suspect. Sometimes eerie legends and horrors from movies turn out to be real. Today, we'll tell you about 5 true stories that might make you question the reality you know. Let's begin. This story begins in 1971 when the Perron family, consisting of parents Roger and Carolyn and their 5 daughters, moved into an old, dilapidated farmhouse in Harrisville, Rhode Island. What was supposed to be their quiet retreat soon turned into a living nightmare. The most frightening phenomenon in the house was the ghost of a woman known as Bathsheba. Legend has it that Bathsheba was a woman accused of witchcraft in the 19th century. Rumor had it she sacrificed her child for power. Her spirit allegedly remained in the house, targeting the mother, Carolyn. From the very first days, the family began noticing strange occurrences. They heard unexplained noises, as if someone unseen was moving around the house. Doors slammed, furniture shifted, and items disappeared, only to reappear in other places. Initially, they thought it was the house's age, but the events quickly grew more terrifying. Carolyn recounted feeling watched or even touched by an invisible hand. Sometimes she would find bruises on her body. The family was convinced that Bathsheba was trying to drive them out of the house and harm them. The Perron family lived in that house for almost 10 years, enduring relentless nightmares. Their ordeal inspired the film The Conjuring, but even the movie cannot fully convey the horror they truly experienced. In 1994, the police in a small English town received a series of mysterious calls from an elderly man named Henry Edwards. He reported hearing strange noises every night in his home. The officers were skeptical at first, but Henry was clearly terrified. Henry described hearing footsteps, creaks, and strange sounds as if someone was walking through his house. He said he felt like he was being watched, even though he knew he was alone. The police inspected the house and found nothing, attributing the incidents to his old age. At Henry's request, one officer recorded the calls for analysis. When the recordings were reviewed, the officers were shocked. Behind Henry's voice, they could hear eerie noises, footsteps, whispers, and even echoes of voices. These were not typical line disturbances and couldn't be explained easily. The police never found an explanation for the events, and Henry himself died under mysterious circumstances shortly after. The case was closed as unexplained, but it remains a chilling mystery that haunts even experienced officers. In 1587, a group of English colonists led by John White settled on Roanoke Island, attempting to establish the first permanent settlement in the New World. John White returned to England for supplies, but when he came back, he found an abandoned camp. There was no sign of the settlers, no bodies, no signs of struggle, only one word carved into a tree: Croatoan. There was no clue as to where everyone had gone. Several theories have emerged. The colonists may have joined a nearby Native American tribe known as the Croatoans. Others speculate they were killed or fell victim to supernatural forces. This disappearance remains one of the greatest mysteries in American history. This mystery became one of the first major enigmas, giving rise to the myth of cursed lands in the New World, filled with unexplained phenomena and mysticism. Among the residents of Smolensk, there are legends about an old house that was once the site of terrible events. The house gained a bad reputation and was declared cursed. Local residents report hearing footsteps, muffled voices, and even crying at night in this house. One eyewitness claimed to have seen strange stains on the walls, resembling blood, and shadows moving through the rooms even when the house was empty. Many who tried to spend the night in this house experienced an inexplicable heaviness, cold, and strange sensations. In some areas, the temperature would suddenly drop and loud noises could be heard at night. One person claimed to have felt a hand on their shoulder, even though no one was around. This house became a symbol of fear for the local residents. Countless reports of ghosts and paranormal activity turned it into a true source of terror. Lake Show Park, which seems peaceful and safe, actually hides sinister secrets. In the 1970s, several people disappeared without a trace near this lake. Witnesses reported seeing strange lights over the lake and hearing unexplainable sounds. Some people just disappeared while walking around the lake, and no one ever saw them alive again. Some believe that an ancient creature lurks beneath the water, a sort of monster from legends. Others think the area is connected to paranormal activity, and the lights may be manifestations of energy anomalies. These disappearances turned Lake Show Park into a symbol of fear. Locals warn that it's best to avoid the lake after dark. These stories are real proof that the world around us can be full of mysteries and horrors. They remind us that even the most familiar places can hide dark secrets. Which story scared you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments and subscribe to uncover more of the world's darkest mysteries.